All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of great millstone. Salutations to the elect that scattered. All right, so the name of this video is You Don't Have to Hate the So-Called White Man. All right, I'm speaking on you Israelites. All right, because he's going to show you what hate truly is. All right, especially to the ones that's pretty much doing this ministry. All right, we are the main threat to the the Edomite establishment. Okay, and these devils have you know have a plan for us in a sense. All right, see, right now it's all hunky dory. You find out you're an Israelite. It's the greatest news ever told, but also it comes with a burden. All right, and that burden, all right, is it's the the pretty much the threat of death. All right, being put to death for this truth. Okay, so what I did was to show you how much the devil hates you. I just brought up a few articles. All right, concerning their plight, concerning what they wanted, what they're saying about us, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those who are pushing the ministry, those who have woken up to the truth. All right, we're the biggest threat to this society. All right, this establishment. All right, so this is what they're saying. This is the first, all right, article, I guess you could say, and this is Project Megiddo. Okay, some of you some of you have forgotten. All right, some of you have forgotten. Okay, um, Esau's terrified. All right, only because he's seeing certain signs in the earth. All right, we being the biggest sign, us raising up, because it is to their surprise. Eventually, they knew we were going to raise up, and eventually they had to point out and pinpoint the elect, which individuals like Vocab Malone is, pretty much helping that process identify, who these groups are. All right, who with the title Black Hebrew, not Black Hebrew Israelites. We know that's a derogatory term that they use towards us, but the Hebrew Israelites. All right, they know we've woken up to the truth that they've been hiding for some time. Okay, and now it's a battle, spiritual war against them. As the scriptures say, good is set against evil, and evil against good. All right, we are the good that's set against the evil. All right, so let me get that really quick. There we go. All right, Ecclesiasticus chapter. Let's see, I think it might be 33. Okay, 33 and 14. It reads, it says, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner. All right, so that's the war that's going on. It's the godly versus the sinner. Who's the godly? The children of Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. All right, the Israelites. The sinner is Esau. All right, the transgressor is Esau, who changed laws, who actually makes laws against God's laws, against the natural law that God established in the earth. All right, they're the ones that are against the Heavenly Father. All right, and the sinner against the godly. Okay, so look upon all these works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. All right, and so that's what's going down currently. All right, with us having this truth, and then Esau losing his power from the inside out, economically, let's say, spiritually, morally, this place is, pretty much through. Okay, because all they push is decadence. All right, and this society only cares for folly. All right, so what is decadence? Definition of decadence is moral or cultural decline as characterized by excessive indulgence in pleasure or luxury. And that's what the society, that's all it basks in, pleasure and luxury. And that's all it pushes. All right. You want to be rich, be lovers of yourself, and to pretty much take God out of the equation. Now, we want to establish God. All right. We want to remember and commemorate his laws and give the utmost respect to his laws and who he is. Okay. All right. So there's two factions. All right. You got Esau, Edom, the sinner, the evil. Then you got Jacob. All right. The Israelites who are the good. All right. Who's trying to offset the evil. Now, this is Project Megiddo. And I got a few things, just a few examples to just show you the hate. All right. Now, we know we woke up. We know we've become privy to all the horrors that we had to deal with, all the terrible things that the nation of Esau has done to us throughout the centuries. Okay. And we woke up to that truth. Okay. We woke up to to the deceitful plans, the snares and the traps that Esau has set up throughout the centuries. All right. Okay. If I must, and I must, All right. You read this book, How White Folks Got So Rich. Okay. And just to name off a few things that we had to suffer under the rule thumb of this devil. All right. This is what makes us a target. I'm going to start with Isaiah 59:19. Okay. So you got the Indian land grab. We know that was mass genocide. They pretty much eradicated the original people who were here on this continent. All right. And they brought disease, they brought smallpox to pretty much take these individuals out, okay, and take over this land, okay. So we know what the scriptures say about that, okay. You don't remove your neighbor's landmark or landmass, all right. But Esau has done it, all right. And the scriptures talk about them. They steal man's heritage, all right. Let me see if I can get that real quick. I believe that's Micah. Let's see. Yeah, Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. All right, and that's Esau. Okay. When he got the opportunity to put certain things into motion, he did. All right. Okay. Starting with the Indian land grab. Okay. Starting with the founding fathers and so on and so forth, and how they established America by wiping out massively through mass genocide. All right. And we know that's hate to a T. Okay. All right. So it says they covet fields. All right. To covet something means to take. And that, there's a word for that, covetous. All right. Let's get that word. To covet, yearn to possess or have something. All right. So he yearned, all right, to take or to have something, which is, mainly the children of Israel, to keep them in slavery. So moving on. All right. All right. Slavery, the most profitable business of all time. All right. It's a whole list of things, a whole list of atrocities that we had to go through and deal with, and still deal with till this day. One of those atrocities till this day is the criminal justice system, which exploits the ignorance of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And they bring about, these unmerciful laws, all right, without caring about the psyche and what we have to endure post-slavery. But anyway, let's keep going, because this is one of the things that they got, all right. and that they're going to use and have been using, all right, to identify you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Okay. And just because you got this truth, that makes you more of a target. So Isaiah 59:19, so shall they fear. Nope. Isaiah 59:14, it says, and judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Equity is fairness. And that's what we see with the systems that's set up under the auspices of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. All right. Isaiah 59:15, yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And that's what you Israelites don't understand. You just by having this truth, we have made ourselves a prey. All right. What is a prey? All right. That's one that's vulnerable to attack. Okay. In my own words, you're vulnerable to be attacked. Okay. A prey, an animal that is caught and killed by another for food. All right. Quarry, game, kill, predator. The opposite is predator and hunter. That's what Esau is. He's a predator, because the scriptures say the prey departeth not. And it's dealing, the prey is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. We're game to the Esau, Edom. All right. Through his criminal justice system, and ultimately through their mercenaries that they're going to pretty much set up to send to capture and to house in those detainment centers, black listed sites, whatever the hell they got set up. But it's going to tell us, all right. So Salaki, it says Black Hebrew Israelites. This is the Project Megiddo, because you must have forgot. All right, y'all remember that song with Roy Jones Jr., right? So you Israelites must have forgot who your enemy is. Okay. It says, as the millennium approaches, radical fringe members of the Black Hebrew Israelite, right? So a lot of you wearing your black fringes, that's going to be, there's going to be spot 'em, got 'em. All right. I'm sure y'all familiar with the guy from Florida. His name was Spot 'em, got 'em. But you Jakes, the Esau is going to spot you, and he going to get you because what? You wearing your fringes, you're happy about your heritage, but you don't know that this comes with a cost. You see? You don't know that this comes with a cost. Isaiah 59:15 again, yet truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. So us taking on our heritage and who we truly are, we become a prey immediately, because you're not just dealing with a regular Joe Schmo. You're dealing with Esau, Edom, all right? Pretty much the axis of evil. And this man is evil. He is the devil, and he's going to show you what hate truly is. You ain't got to hate him. Just know he hates your ass. And when the time comes, he's going to show his hatred. Okay? Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him. All right? That there was no judgment. Okay? So in reality is really dealing with Israel being evil towards one another. But Israel, all right, you can apply this to Esau as well. Okay? Because Israel had become companions of thieves, companions of the oppressors. All right. So let's go back. It says BHI movement may pose a challenge for law enforcement, as with the adherents of most apocalyptic philosophies. All right, because that's what we pretty much have is apocalyptic philosophies. All right, which pretty much prophecy shapes our world, and prophecy is dealing with the prophecy concerning America is not a good prophecy. It is a good prophecy, but it's not a good outcome for this society, because of all the wickedness that was sown in this society. Again, the scripture said, God is not mocked. That which a man sowed, that shall he also reap. This land was brought up by rape, robbery, and murder in the most heinous way. And so that's going to be is going out in the most heinous way. And the scriptures say violence, all right, great violence shall that city be thrown down. All right, let's see if I can get it. If I can, I'm going to continue. Oh, I did look it up before. So, Revelation 18:21, it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon, that's America, that's where we live at. All right. It says, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. All right. Why? Because of all the evil that was done on the soil. All right. The Lord is saying basically, um, it has to be destroyed by violence, because what it was born in violence. It was begot in violence. All right. You look at the slave trade. You look at what happened during slavery. You look at even before slavery. You look at what happened to the indigenous Israelites that occupied this land before the so-called white man came. All right. It says certain segments, back to Project Megiddo, certain segments of the BHI movement have the potential to engage in violence and to turn in the turn of it says in violence at the turn of the century. This movement has been associated with extreme acts of violence in the recent past. Now we know these are isolated events. We know certain groups. We don't harm a fly. All right. We know we don't do that shit. And they know it. We don't do that shit. But they got to justify the means of coming after us. So they're going to demonize us just like they have throughout the centuries. All right. Hell, the first movie, all right, that America made, okay, was what? Oh, man, America's first movie. Well, anyway, they depicted these so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans as super predators. They were saying, they were passing around literature saying that we were raping their women, and they made a movie about it. And I think hang on, Captain America. Goodness gracious. Uh, let's see, because they remade it, and let's see, they remade the movie, but it's dealing with Nat Turner and the rebellion of Nat Turner. The birth of a nation. Okay, the birth of a nation, and in that movie they depicted us as super predator caricatures. Okay, so they're gonna continue doing that, and they have been doing that. Okay, and that's the plight of the so-called white man, is to cry wolf and to pretty much, you know, lie. All right, and then that's when you're dealing with the devil, the lie. They gonna fabricate anything they want to come after us, and see, that's why I say you Jakes don't understand what's coming up the pipeline. All right, persecution, man, persecution, man, and us being touted as, extremists. All right, identity extremists. That's another one they call us. So the hate is real. All right, and it ain't because we out here murdering people. It ain't because, now you do have isolated situations, and you do have bug outs, individuals who they're gonna try to lump in with us to justify the means of coming after us. And again, thank that guy, Vocab Malone, they're really trying to identify the elect so they can come after us. But it's going to be a standard lifted, which I'm going to get that, Lord willing. All right. It says this movement has been associated with extreme acts of violence in the recent past, and current intelligence from a variety of sources indicate that extreme factions of BHI groups are preparing for a race war to close the millennium. All right. Now, we know that that's inevitable. A race war is inevitable because of how society is going to turn out. All right, due to hyperinflation, and we know the elites are sabotaging this place to bring in an apocalyptic setting. Okay, and with that, they're going to be able to bring in other agendas, because their whole mantra is chaos out of order ab chaos. It's on the back of your dollar. All right, and order ab chaos is order through chaos. Okay. All right, problem, action, solution. All right, and their solution to the problems, to the famine, to the food shortages, to civil unrest, is what? To bring in the New World Order measures. And part of the New World Order measures a new revamped financial system, which is the CBDCs, all right, central bank digital currencies, and ultimately, all right, to participate in society, because they're going to be pretty much have society closed down and shut down, and everybody's going to be on house arrest, they're going to bring in what we call the MOTB, all right, which is the RFID chip. And this is going to dictate whether or not you can participate and buy and sell in society. Okay, so that's ultimately the game plan. All right, and Salakia. So it says, to continue, it says, violent BHI followers can generally be described as proponents of an extreme form of black supremacy. All right, and that's what they call it. It's not black supremacy. What it is in a sense, because we literally are better than any nation in the world. But that's, that's not what they're saying here. Okay, we know how we are supreme. All right, our laws, the laws of justice, that's supreme. That's how we're supreme and better than people, because we have a moral law, we have a moral code, and we don't just hate people. All right, like the so-called white man is shown. All right, through his carbon footprint. Okay, the things that he's done. All right, which the Lord has already got bottled up, and the Lord knows your works. All right, and also the sins of your youth as a nation of people. So let's continue. Slack. It says.